Hello, welcome back to Light and Shadows, our game of Symbaroum here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. I'm your game master, Aloysius, here with two of my lovely players. I can do this, and I'm gesturing at both of you at the same time.
All right, I'll go first. My name is Tom, sometimes known as Bolthra. I am playing Willow Grimsbane, a friendly neighborhood witch.
And I am having trouble with my mouse.
I was like, I saw the look of concentration going on there.
I am playing Criven de Lanru, a changeling duelist, a former paladin in training, and a snake charmer.
Yes, can add that to the repertoire.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, lindworm charmer.
Yes, Lindworm Charmer. Arguably even more impressive. But yeah, so last we left off, our party was looking around the ruins of a apparent temple to the executioner. And upon delving deeper into it, and I fucking lost my goddamn thing into my tea, but that's okay. As they how appropriate for when I said delving deeper. When they delved deeper into the temple, they ended up stumbling upon a large domed chamber that seemed to be holding a massive serpentine creature in it, who was luckily sentient and was willing to communicate with our adventurers. And subsequently, our adventurers managed to find a way to free her from her makeshift prison, as it were. And that's more or less where we left off, with her deciding where she wants to go now that she's out into the world once again.
And I think we offered to take her with us, and I think she declined, I think.
Yeah, she was kind of like, there was that one person, though. I kind of want to track them down if possible.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which is more or less, well, not more or less. It's very much in the opposite direction of where you guys are heading, so...
I think we're just going northeast.
Yep, northeast, northeast. But what and last we left off, it was nearing like evening, so not prime traveling time. So be more or less like about time to set up a makeshift camp, which more or less has already been done because the others weren't entirely sure what to do.
Okay. I believe already set up a witch circle.
Yes, you did already. Yes, you very explicitly was like, well, that sounds like a good idea. I'll do that.
Yep. I have a macro for it. It just runs. So
press the button on the staff.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's just like, and done. It drew the circle for me. I didn't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just copy paste it.
So far, we've had no luck in either finding someone who can tell us what Twilight Thistle looks like, much less actually finding any Twilight Thistle.
It is a plant of legend, so...
So well, yeah, they're not all just laying around.
You have a general description, like you know what thistle looks like, and you've been told it gives off a sort of like iridescent purplish glow to it.
Okay. This is gonna be one of those weird questions.
Okay, I will try and answer it then.
The character is wondering, do we have to look for the damn thing at only at a certain time of day? Which would really suck, because You know, I mean, I would.
Star thistle.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of like scratching her head, kind of like, I really hope not. I really hope not. It's something that it only, blooms at one part of the day. She's like, she's starting to lose a little hope that but is hoping that something will come. They'll come across something soon to kind of bolster her spirits.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you guys are semi-lost, roaming aimlessly in deep dark Davokar, so a fair enough reason to be losing a little hope, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, luckily we haven't run into too many hostiles, but still, it's because at this point, like, how long have we been going? Just about a week or so, or
Week and some change, I think.
yeah. I mean, not months or anything, but still,
no, probably like a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that.
Okay.
The random fast transportations that happen here and there have both made it a bit easier and a bit more difficult to track exactly where you are and how long you've been out here.
I want to see a little Carl symbol come up. Goes, woo.
Yeah, it's like calibrating, sliding all over the Google Maps.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there you are.
How does Grendel look now that the excitement has kind of calmed down to some extent? Because Grendel let on that this was, kind of no small task to essentially exercise Uran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looking him over, he seems, just like passively, not getting all up in his biz or anything, but he seems to be looking all right, all things considered. He said that for the purposes that you guys were using, the exorcism was slightly more it was easier to pull off for what you guys were intending, with less of a personal toll on him. So physically he seems to be doing pretty all right. Maybe a little fatigued, but that could be said for most of you. But by and large, he seems to be doing okay.
Okay. I think if that's the case, Criven's also going to be a little introspective and also kind of just searching their feelings and their thoughts and reflecting on their recent adventures, and also kind of weighing, the gravity of the situations that they might find themselves, and that they got extremely lucky in this circumstance. But also, if Uran was hostile or meant them harm, Criven was less than sure about the positive outcome. So I think just reflecting on, like, what is this? Is the risk worth it? For how long we could potentially be out here, and what else could be potentially out here. And starts kind of going over their, again, in times of comfort, is kind of going through their rights that they learned when they were in Paladin training.
All right, sounds good. Right, well, Willow, while Criven is doing that, are you doing anything in particular?
Probably looking around for herbs. She normally is just keeping an eye out to gather herbs and things. So
are you making a bushcraft check?
I think it's actually alchemy.
Alchemy.
Successful
my
roll against
bad.
hunting, the character can gather herbs and minerals. So yeah, so let me.
All right, then make me an alchemy check then.
Yeah, I think bushcraft is just for food and water.
Well, there's an app for that.
There is.
There's an app for both those things, but they're separate apps.
Yeah,
Gotta
but
make sure they're both downloaded on your phone.
on your staff.
Yeah, on her staff.
So her cunning is a 10, and she rolled a 15. So now she's even more depressed because now she can't even.
She can't even do something that should be relatively simple for her.
Yeah. She's like, damn it all.
So happy good times going all around for the party.
Then they began drinking.
Damn it, we left all the mead with Carl.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, we gotta find some like crab apples or something. Start fermenting those bad boys.
Make some prison wine.
Yeah. All right. Well, Willow looking pretty despondent, and Criven going through some serious introspection and going over oaths. Grendel will walk over to Criven and say, "Everything all right?"
Oh, everything's fine. I just ruminating a bit. Thank you for what you did back there. That was very brave and very helpful. I'm glad you were there with us.
For what it's worth, I'm glad I was there too. I'm just more glad that I was actually able to pull it off.
How much farther did you get the first time you came through?
Not much. I know at the very least there are, I think in the general direction where we're heading, I know that there was, I think like a subset of the Iron Pact set up out there, and we were trying to avoid them because we didn't want any, potential skirmishes. So we tried going around, and that's when what happened.
Is Willow close enough she can hear all this? I would assume so.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Okay. She's gonna kind of speak up to Grendel. How will you know if something with your exorcism didn't go right? I mean, is it you'd know now, or is it something like the other shoe drops later?
Well, we would know.
Okay. That's at least a comfort.
Yes, I tore the veil in that room, and so if anything did go wrong, then a demon would try to get through that tear that I made if it had not sealed properly.
Okay. I guess we either just keep going and try to complete this, or I don't know when we get to that point where it's she says, I don't want to call it the risk isn't worth it anymore, but I hate to give up. So are we committed to this?
I'm committed to my friends. And as long as you are willing to seek this course out, then So am I.
All right.
I guess it's just in that case, it's just a matter of how much farther we're willing to push it.
Well, at this rate, it's a long walk back home. So
It's a long walk either way.
either way, yeah. So, I mean, we started off heading northwest, and then we started turning northeast. So, at some point, we double back and start heading southwest to get home. So,
Well, I'm sure we'll feel a little bit better in the morning.
yeah, I'll take first watch.
All right. Oh, I meant to give some things to Ponder. And Criven will scramble to their feet and just whenever Ponder's back.
I mean,
Right,
Ponder's
and-
around.
Right. So Criven will just really quick hand over the rusty altar knife and the goblets that they found in the main entry room.
All right, and you hand them over, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm going to love looking over these.
I thought you might.
Thank you, I appreciate this a lot."
You're welcome.
And
You
he goes
sound
in-
the same as you ever have.
Yeah, and, and then he goes in for sort of like an awkward, like, unsure if he wants to do like a pat on the back or like a hug or whatever, but it's just very awkward for everyone involved.
He almost knocks Criven flat.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's all right. Yep.
Brother's got a hug.
All right.
All right.
All right. So,
I'm ready for that vigilant roll whenever you are.
all right.
Oh, goody. I mean, we've got a freaking lindworm hanging out with us. Like,
Yeah, but you do have a massive lindworm, sort of like curled up like 30 feet away from you guys. So,
Still awake though, or
she looks like she's winding down, but
okay.
you
No
know,
pun
she-
intended. So
No, no pun intended. But she is there though. So,
nice, Ron.
all right. Well, let's see. Ay. 15. Didn't notice a thing.
nope. Yeah,
Well, no, if she'd botched or something, then she'd be asleep. But
yeah. No, she's not asleep, but she is. She's just very distracted at
There
the
you go.
moment.
Yeah. Lost
A
in
lot on her
thoughts.
mind.
Yeah.
So she's not really all present at the moment, but luckily seems like your watch goes off rather uneventfully.
Okay. We'll say Ponder goes next.
Yes, we'll say Ponder and Sicandaro go second. And would you look at that? Their watch goes off without a hitch.
Alrighty.
Okay.
And so we cut to third watch with Criven and Grendel.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, that's a 19.
Oof. I was gonna say I even with a bonus that would not help you out. So
Terrible.
so much like Willow, you also have a lot on your mind, and if you so you're not really all focused on the moment, and when you look over at Grendel, it seems like it looks like he's sort of just like staring off into space, like he's sort of just like in thought.
Mm-hmm. I think Criven might find themselves getting a little distracted by Grendel and just kind of comes to after realizing that they've kind of been looking a little too long, perhaps, in Grendel's direction.
Okay. After you stare for like a little bit longer than intended, that he like looks over in your direction as you're starting to look away. Like, sorry, I was spacing out there.
No, it's all right. I am too.
A lot going on.
Anything in particular on your mind?
A lot of things.
Fine.
Part of me is just hoping that things don't end up like last time, but I'm trying not to let my mind go there.
Oh, maybe we'll try going the other way.
Maybe. I was debating on whether we should go around the other way or if we should just hedge our bets with going into Iron Pact territory, but one is full of uncertainties and the other is undoubtedly at least has some degree of danger.
A quick question above game.
Yes.
As a reminder, the Iron Pact. You tell
The
a little refresher on them?
Yes, the Iron Pact are a predominantly a group of elves who live in like Jark Davakar and its borders, who have basically who have a like tentative agreement with the humans that they sort of like stay out of that area. The barbarians they're a little more tolerant about, but Ambrians they basically have like a kill on sight policy.
Okay. Well, Willow's part of one of the tribes, and I've spent time with another one, and I am of elven blood, so...
Yes, so that should work in your favor. Ponder as well, because he is, as they would see it, he's a child of the forest, though they might not care for the city stink on his shadow. Me, it could potentially go either way. I am Ambrian, but you most likely would have a hard time telling that from most things about me. And Sicandero, they would probably just try and shoot on sight.
Well, that might be a point to discuss amongst all of us when everybody's up.
Agreed.
I think if they'd be willing to talk, they could probably be good guides to possibly finding some Twilight Thistle.
You're asleep right now.
Oh, hi, Willow.
I'm asleep. I'm dreaming of.
She's talking. The hearing them talk is influencing your dreams.
Exactly.
You sleep talking.
Yeah, sleep talking. It's like, oh, that's a really good point, Willow. Thank you for contributing. Well, on a less dour and gloom-filled note, you see he sort of like gets like slightly flustered as he's like trying to find the words. I've enjoyed your company.
And Criven's also going to feel some flutterings in their stomach and say, I feel the same. Although I wish the circumstances were different, I'm glad that we ran into you.
Agreed. But right now things aren't so bad.
We'll all do our best to look out for each other.
Same goes for me to you.
All right. We should probably get back to this watch. Sun's
Yeah.
almost up.
Right.
Mhm.
And everybody else starts rousing from their slumbers as the faint light of day begins to crest the sky.
I had the weirdest dream.
Yeah, you were sleep talking.
I was dreaming about elves for some reason. They all lived in a tree and made cookies.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
That is absurd.
Anyway, and I was...
Cookies?
Yeah, I mean, they were short little elves. Kevlar, maybe? And I was asking them if they could help us find Twilight Thistle. And they said something about they only made baked goods for some reason. And then I drifted somewhere else and I woke up. Very strange.
They were baking cookies and baked goods in a tree.
In a tree, yes.
How big was this tree?
It was enormous. I mean, not as big as in some of the cities we've been to, but cozy and little stove. They were just baking trays of cookies, and I don't know. And I was asking them for help. They were kind of too busy making their something grasshopper cookies or something. It sounded disgusting. But anyway, wow, what a strange dream.
Yeah, that would be terribly unsafe to have a stove in a tree.
Certainly strange.
Are we ready to go?
I think so.
I think so as well. It's just a matter of where we're going.
I think northeast.
Well, I more meant exactly what route northeast.
Is there a road we've been following?
Not really.
So much.
Just cutting across land then?
Yeah, cutting across land, forest.
Wood, Grendel? So Grendel hasn't been much further than this, right?
No, he said that not terribly much farther in travel terms, like day or two. He's been out, and that's when his previous party was attacked and killed by some creature.
Okay. I know my bushcraft is only for finding food and water. But is there something we can do that would be a helpful, like almost like a navigation role in a way, to kind of help us? Okay, this way looks fairly clear, or
Well, let me see let me see if Ponder has anything like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Criven would take this moment to kind of bring everybody up to speed about what they and Grendel spoke about going straight through the Iron Pact and taking their chances there, or wandering around.
And Willow is familiar with the Iron Pact. While I think they might be helpful, I don't know if they'd be friendly to all of us. Probably it would benefit us to avoid them, but it's hard to avoid them in that area. I mean, it's their territory, so. we either turn back now or we take our chances going through there.
Do you think that they would be more amenable to a direct, honest approach as opposed to us trying to sneak around and potentially getting caught?
Well, I like to say honesty is the best policy. I don't know if it's going to matter with them. They're very protective of. I don't know. I've familiar with them. I've seen them at a distance and kept my distance and respectfully moved on.
I think for most of you, it would be they would at least be open to talking, if not a bit cautious and hesitant. But for me, it's a bit up in the air, and Secundero over there, I'd wager they would most likely just try and shoot him on sight.
Well, then we keep him at the back, I guess, because we don't want to do anything that's going to look like we're trying to hide something, because then we lose any trust that we earn with them.
And I've heard. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I guess to me, a straightforward approach is probably the best.
I've heard tales of their ability and the breadth of their ability to navigate their territory, so I feel like even if we tried to circumvent them, it wouldn't be long before they knew about us anyway.
Exactly. That's been my experience with them. I suppose we wander in and then claim we're lost, we're searching for this. Can you help us? If they tell us to get lost, they tell us to get lost. There's not much we can do about that. We're not going to engage them in a fight. Surely lose. Let's just go forward and see what becomes of it.
All right. If you think that's the best course of action, then I will trust you.
Did Ponder have anything that might be conducive to
to navigating better?
Yeah.
Not that I can see.
Even with his not education. He's a scholar.
He is a scholar, yes.
But whether or not anything's written about this area that anyone's survived to get back and transcribe.
Not necessarily anything like that, but he does have very good cunning, which would be good for navigating. So,
okay. Then I think if he has the best cunning, then we probably should have him make a roll. Then
yeah, mine is piss poor.
Mine's a 10, and so far hasn't gone too well tonight.
All right, one of the rare times that I have to roll, because most of the time it's just you guys, or I just say what happens, because that's how this game works. But since he's a player character, I will roll for him. Okay, he rolled very well.
Good.
He got a 4. So, he's like, well, I don't remember reading anything about this specifically, but I should have a pretty good idea of how to travel in the more like northeast direction to be able to make us most likely to hit their territory with minimal issue if I just pay attention closely to my surroundings. I feel like I'm doing a weird thing with my lip when I'm talking in this voice, but anyway, I should be good to go whenever you guys are.
and Willow can assist with, keeping an eye out for bodies of water and things like that. That hey, we're about to step into a pond.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
And so as you guys are sort of like packing up camp, and getting ready to head out, Uron sort of like slithers on by and said, "I see you are preparing to leave."
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you again, my rescuers.
Of course.
You're welcome.
May you journey safely, and I hope you find what you are looking for.
You too.
Very well.
And she turns away and starts slithering off into the forest.
Exit stage right. So.
Well, more like exit stage left in this particular case.
Oh, that's
but,
true.
Yeah.
Okay. Got myself turned around.
Okay. You're just like, oh, guess I don't want to go that way. I guess that's why Ponder's doing directions right now.
Ponder just like grabs Willow and
He's like, no, this way.
I was looking for the moss on the trees.
Well, the moss is this way.
Yeah. All right.
Is it weird to say that part of me hopes that we run into Uron again, and part of me would be fine if we didn't?
I don't know. I think she deserves her space to be able to kind of go and do, she's literally been by herself for who knows how long, but I think in a way she needs to go find herself and, I mean, she's welcome to come with us, but she's kind of stated that she had some things she wanted to do. So,
Well, I hope she does well, or whatever she does.
Yeah.
So you guys start heading on out in a northeasternly direction, and
moving right along.
Yeah, start playing the traveling montage music.
Exactly from the Muppets movie. So.
Yeah, we got like sweeping Lord of the Rings shots paired with this Muppet music.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah, we're like moving a vine as we step forward and
Somebody freaks out because they start to trip over a vine and they have PTSD for a moment.
Yeah. But you guys, it's like, no, my drag us away.
Yeah.
But by and large, you guys, thanks to Ponder's navigational abilities, make pretty good ground, and we'll say you guys managed to travel about 3 days rather uneventfully, and there you have to slow down in a few places just to make sure you travel through certain parts of the forest more safely due to just large concentrations of brush and little ravines here and there. But you guys sort of reach dusk of about the third day and are making pretty good ground before it's about time to start considering making camp again.
Okay. Do we need any supplies, food and water, anything like that?
It would certainly not hurt. I'd say you guys still have some of that deer that you hunted down, but as for water, you're probably running a little low on that.
All right, let me make a vigilant roll and see how we do here.
All right, I'll give you a +2 bonus.
Ooh, I got a 3 without your bonus.
Oh, go stuff my bonus then, I guess.
Exactly. I don't need your stinking bonus.
I can do it myself.
But can I bank it for later?
Yeah.
No,
As a
sorry, that's
credit.
not how it works.
Okay. All right.
But good try though. But so after sort of like scouting, it had a little ways. You do manage to find a like small like wellspring that's sort of like pooling up. That you're like, excellent. That'll be a good source to fill our water skins while we have the chance.
And it's dusk, so any purplish flowers around there?
We can just call this a wrap and head home.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, there it is, guys.
Oh, there's like 20 of them right there.
Wow.
Let's scoop them all up. But
she's just still keeping an eye out as she's.
Yeah. You do see some purplish flowers here and there, but none that have that iridescent glowing effect that you were told about.
Okay. All right. She feels
None of that
better they got
bioluminescent look or anything.
That she's got, supplies, but it's still a little. They sigh. All right. She'll bring back whatever supplies she gathers to the party. Need to do witch circle, so
make me that resolute roll.
Yep. A 7.
All right, and all without my stinking bonus. So.
Exactly. I'll be begging for that bonus.
I would say not that you get a bonus for that anyway. But
I know.
Spit on your bonus.
All right. So let's. I guess we've settled in for the evening, and I will take first watch again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good. So make me that vigilant test.
1.
Wow.
1. Yes.
Man.
All right.
Somewhere a caterpillar itches.
Or a caterpillar itches. You're like, I think that was a caterpillar scratching itself on a tree.
Might have been using a little bit of bark.
I think that bark was split now that I think about it. But so it was about maybe 2 hours into your shift. You're a lot less in your head this time. I mean, your mind is still going a bunch of different places, but you're just trying to stay focused on the task at hand, and so you're much more in the game this watch than you were a few days ago. And sort of keeping an eye and ear out, and you don't see anything, but you could swear that sort of in the lull between night, but in the lull between nocturnal animal noises, you can ever so faintly hear what sounds like whispering off in the distance.
Okay.
Don't like that.
They're short little whispers. It's not a constant, ever-present thing or anything like that. But it sounds like short little exchanges.
Okay.
Definitely don't.
From the same direction or from different area? Does it always seem to be one way, or am I hearing it from one? It's moving. I got a 1 after all. So.
Yes, you did get a 1. So.
The world is changing.
You sort of honed into it, and you hear it from over there, but then you swear you hear it from over there, and then behind you, and just in several different directions, you end up hearing these short little whispered exchanges.
Okay. She will. I think I'm on my own, right? Nobody else is.
Unless you requested someone else to be with you, you are by yourself. That is correct.
Right. She is gonna see if she can tap Kreven. Just kind of tap his shoulder lightly.
Huh? What's up?
I'm hearing whispers in the forest around us. I can't tell what language they're speaking, but somebody's out there.
Right. Kreven's gonna rise and just kind of also take a look around and try to take in the surroundings.
All right. The surroundings are like fairly. Yeah, it's another one of those nights of the trees are like relatively clustered near each other. Despite there is some of them being like absolutely gargantuan, they're like still relatively close together. But due to them being large, the spaces between them are also naturally larger. So you're in one of those like, maybe like 20-foot diameter spaces between the trees where you guys have set up camp. And I'll say because Willow rolled a 1.
I'm gonna milk it. Sorry.
Yeah, she can. She sort of like helps you like hone in on like what exactly she's talking about, and you also sort of like tune into the like short little whispered exchanges that are going on. But you both of you also notice that sort of like as Kriven arouses and Willow, you sort of like point the voices or like the whispers out. Maybe like 15 to 20 seconds after you do that, they just stop. They just go quiet, and all you hear is like the nocturnal animal noises.
They know we know.
That means I can see through your witch circle.
I don't know. I don't think the witch circle does anything about sound, carrying, or anything, right? It's more of a like a perimeter defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think it's like solely a visual thing, but let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Powers. While I'm looking up there. Yeah. I say, well, I think technically it's a ritual, but I'm still in the same. Yeah, I'm in the correct section regardless.
Well, folks, tomorrow night we have the Apocalypse coming up.
We do indeed.
Burn,
the Apocalypse is coming.
The Apocalypse is coming. And that is tomorrow night. Controlled Burn at 8 p.m. And then Friday night, we are back with some Vampire. River City Runs Red.
Yeah.
So be sure to check out our next 2 games this week.
Yeah, just the mid-game ad roll.
This episode brought to you by Kevlar Cookies. Kevlar Cookies?
Kevlar.
Yeah,
And the Kevlar Elves.
Yeah. Not Keebler, Kevlar.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like those guys. Kevlar.
Melts in your mouth and in your hand.
Okay, witch circles are protected from prying eyes and influences from outside, and the mystic has more or less complete control over what happens within the circle. The mystic decides how things grow and which season it is within. And can with quick growth. I don't think you have the quick growth ritual.
No.
All right, skip over that then. It is hard to find a witch circle, even if you know where to look for it. It requires a vigilant to discreet test to even see the circle if encountered in the wilderness. Creatures that do not know the circle will simply walk around it without knowing they have taken a short detour. A mystic with both the Witch Circle ritual and the Alchemy ability can make an extra attempt at alchemy tests when using the ability inside its circle. A mystic with quick growth. Okay, well, you don't have that. You also don't have that, so.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't
Alright,
take
so
it as
yeah.
like a cone of silence or anything like
No.
that. It's
No,
you know,
it's
more
like
a perimeter defense that
Yes,
somebody would
it's-
go, "Hey, I don't want to go this way."
Yeah, it's like that. I guess if, I didn't think I'd be doing this, but comparing it to Harry Potter, in the Deathly Hallows, when Hermione sort of like sets up that perimeter, like everything inside it is like completely invisible, but
Yeah,
also, it functions exactly like that, where they sort of just like ignore it,
Okay.
but they can't like see into it or anything.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, it like blocks sight, but like sound will still permeate out
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's fine. That's kind of what I figured. So, so they've gone quiet.
Maybe I should stay up for the rest of your watch with you.
That'd be a good idea. Want us to roll again, or
it. Sure.
okay? I doubt I will get another one. So, if
How
I
about
do,
that
I'm-
bonus?
Okay.
I got a 4. No need.
oh, yeah,
Fly
I'm
on your
not-
bonuses.
I'm not rolling
I
shit.
say, all right, go stuff my bonus again then. You sort of like keep an eye out, well, more so an ear out, for the rest of the watch, and you don't really hear anything else. Occasionally you'll hear like some like the faint sound of like brush rustling in the distance for a moment, but then it sort of dissipates. But that's really the only thing that like it like catches your ear outside of the sort of like ever-present sounds of like insects and birds and that sort of thing.
I don't think we should react. I don't want to tip our hand too soon, but there's somebody out there.
Mm-hmm. You think
Hopefully
it might be?
not spider people again.
You think it might be the Iron Pact?
I'm sure it is. I think if we don't go looking for them, probably the better. On the other hand, they may not know we hurt them, and I'd rather not give away that advantage.
Right.
So
Probably best just to come across as harmless and
yeah,
unobtrusive as possible.
I would pass it along to whoever's next on watch to keep an ear out for it, but I think if we can just let the rest of the night go quietly, that'd be best.
Agreed.
All right. And so you sort of like pass that message off to next watch, and then they sort of like, all right, make note of that, and so both of you end up going to sleep, and you wake up. Tom like went so still for a second that it psyched me out.
I think if I may,
yes.
I think Criven would take a double watch.
All
at
right,
some night,
that's that's totally fine.
just to make sure that there's always 2 people.
Yeah, sure thing. Did you want to take the second watch also, or did you want to sleep a little bit and then take third watch?
I think I'll take the second watch as well.
All right.
Just stay up, and I'll take it with Ponder this time around.
All right, sounds good. So you and Ponder end up taking second watch, and you sort of like fill him in on the deets.
So, we should be really quiet then, right?
Yeah, that seems to be the best idea.
All right. Have you heard anything, like, since you heard them the first time?
No, nothing.
Okay, well, I honestly don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't either. So far, if there is something that wants to come after us, it seems like they're not trying to be subtle, so... neutral? Either good or bad?
All right, that's probably a good way of looking at it, yeah.
All right. Well,
Reading
Yep.
these comments.
yep. I saw also. I was stifling myself.
Couldn't
Um,
resist, so. Dad
All right.
jokes must come through. So.
Mhm.
all right. Well, if you would like to make another vigilant check for this watch, and I will make one for ponder, and you get a +3, or you can just ignore it if you roll super well.
I rolled the opposite of super well. That's an 18.
All right. Well, let's see if a +3 helps ponder out at all based off of the character sheet that I currently have. It definitely does not. So,
Cool.
so you guys are sort of like trying to keep an ear out and an eye out. But if there is anything going on out there, you guys ain't hearing it.
Mm.
You're so focused on trying to hear it that you honestly don't know if you're just hearing things or not.
Sounds about right.
Jay, son.
Huh? What?
But
Sorry.
It's okay. That happens to me sometimes also.
All right. Uh-oh. Did I freeze? Oh, no. It was not me.
but if there is anything out there, yep,
I just love the long, awkward silence that organically follows.
yep.
And I was on mute too, so.
But the if there is anything going on out there, you guys don't hear it. But if there is anything out there, they don't make a move on you either if they are aware of your presence. So your guys' second watch, it goes off without a hitch, more or less. More just some general anxiety. That's all you get out of it.
General anxiety. All right. We'll wake up Grundle and Secondaro.
All right. They both sort of like slowly lull out of unconsciousness, and you guys both give them the DL. And Secondaro says, "Noted. We will keep an ear out and be careful."
Okay.
Yeah.
Dreaming about the Kevlar elves again.
Yeah.
So.
Dream a little dream of me, and next
Double
thing
fudge
you-
cookies.
and before you know it, you guys are waking back up, and Criven, you're a little on the tired side, seeing as you didn't get quite as much sleep as everybody else, but you know, could have been worse. Definitely could have been a worse night.
Yeah. I definitely figure Criven's best thing is fighting, so I'd rather the trackers are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
like to maybe just scout around kind of the immediate area to see if I notice, footprints, broken tree branches, or I think these guys are probably pretty clever, but she'd just like to take a look around just for her own edification.
All right. About like how far out from camp are you like willing to go to like search?
That sounds
Yeah.
loaded. Probably about, we'll go 75 feet.
Okay.
Or would that be a cunning or vigilant? Would think vigilant, but
Gotta think about it.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Repeat the question, please.
Would it be a vigilant roll?
It would be, yes.
Okay. All right. Can I get that bonus again?
Yes, I'll allow a bonus.
right.
I'll give you a +3.
Okay, then that would be a 10, and I rolled, so I got under my vigilance.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you're sort of looking around for any signs of anything. And you don't see any any like obvious signs at first. But you you don't see any footprints or anything like that. But once you get like a little ways out, you see sort of like a like behind two of the trees on sort of like opposite sides of each other, and on the like opposite end of like where your camp is, you see sort of like indentations in the ground next to one tree, and then a similar one by the other tree, as if the ground is sort of like shaped to someone or something being there for a while.
Okay. All right, that's just it just kind of solidifies her knowledge that there was she heard something, and there was somebody out here that they've since moved on. She's looking around, doesn't see anybody else, that somebody was here. So she can just come back and she just report to the party that definitely somebody was here for a little while, kind of watching us, listening to us. So
Right. Sounds good.
Mhm. Either they couldn't find us in the witch circle, or
we're gonna keep that witch circle up every night then.
or they're just observing for right now.
Yeah. So I think we just keep moving same direction and rely on Ponder to make another roll, a good roll or whatever, and see if he can find us a way through.
Well, we'll see if he does that. He has a pretty good chance, but we'll see if he does it.
Come on, Ponder.
Less good.
Ugh.
All right. So you guys sort of break down camp, and you guys start heading off, and you guys start traveling for a few hours, and it eventually hits a point where we'll say Willow, you notice that you're fairly certain you've passed like the same. You see like this like tree with like a weird like split in it. You've passed that tree about 3 times now.
Here we go
Oh,
again.
shit! Stop! Everybody, stop!
What's wrong?
What?
We're going in circles. We've come past this tree before. Trust me, we have come past this tree before.
All right.
And we want to go northeast. So checking the moss. And,
All right.
and are we able to see the sun, or is it still pretty dense coverage?
It's pretty dense coverage, so you can't really see the sun. It's kind of just like extremely filtered light through the canopies.
Yeah. All right, we've made no progress today. So, am I able to make a roll based on the moss?
Sure, make me a cunning check to find moss.
Okay.
Oh boy. Do you mind if I join in on that too?
Go ahead.
I found no moss. I got an 18. So, hopefully you do better.
I do not. Rolled a 7. My cunning is a 5.
Shit.
All right. Well, you guys look around, trying to get your bearings real quick, and
Help!
I just start screaming for whoever you can possibly
Not actually.
hear.
Not actually.
Help me, Jeebus.
And you go out looking for, not like too terribly far or anything, but you sort of like check your immediate surroundings, looking for any moss growing on these trees, and unfortunately you cannot find any. For the life of you, you cannot find any moss.
Damn it.
Mm. We're at a loss for moss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
All right, we've got to.
Well, if we
Gotta find a way to keep moving.
perhaps if we left a mark as we go, and we can either score the trees or make a mark.
Yeah. All right. She's got her knife, and she's gonna carve like an X on one of the trees, and say, "Okay, we know we've seen this one before. Based on the direction we were coming, we don't know. I mean, we know we don't want to be here. Would we know where we came from our camp, or are we just discombobulated
At this point, you're pretty discombobulated.
Grendel, any chance you recognize where we are?
I mean, it's a bit difficult to say because we took the northern detour around Iron Pact area before, but this time we've been heading right into it, and we should be past the point that where I had gotten to last time anyway, so no, this isn't really looking familiar to me.
Worth a shot.
And she's getting nervous now. She's like, we gotta keep moving.
Willow, perhaps could you try to find a source of running water somewhere, and that might help lead us along?
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. That's resolute? No.
No.
It's vigilant bushcraft. Okay.
All right.
4. Do my
All right.
non-elf ears
Yeah.
running water?
Do my normal human ears hear any running water?
Yeah.
You sort of are keeping an ear out, and you do a little ways off in the distance, you do hear what sounds like the faint, what sounds like trickling of water.
Okay. Should just keep moving until she can find it, and then see which direction it's going. I mean, this is gonna be a really weird question. Would she know generally which way rivers and streams flow in this area? I mean, north to south, south to north.
Yeah, if we're on like the edge of a mountain range or something, or
I
if there's a
mean,
valley somewhere.
I know that's a really bizarre question, but
No, it's all good.
I would think with her
just
background, you know.
Yep. No, I for sure that's a very fair question. I just need to check something real quick.
Let me consult the Mind Palace.
Yeah, let me just recede into my mind real quick.
That's fine.
Open book.
Yeah, just arguably that'd probably be faster than what I'm currently doing, but I'm not doing that. Okay. You know that depending on where you are, the water could you know that based off of like certain like maps that have been made.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed. I'm thinking too hard, clearly. That have been made of Davokar and the surrounding area. There is a sort of like a tributary that in sort of like the deep Davokar area that splits off in a bunch of different directions and then sort of all converge and then head southward.
Okay. So she will wander back to the party, tell them what she found. My suggestion would be to follow this creek, tributary, whatever, follow it north. Like just, it's going that way, it's going south, so we're going to follow it the opposite direction. Excellent idea, Krivin.
Oh, thanks. I think I might be picking up on this wood travel thing a little bit.
But at least we've got something we can follow, so.
All right, so you find the small river, and you start following it against the stream, presumably northward, and it does some like winding here and there, but you just continue following it against the stream. And you feel like you haven't like gotten super far, like you haven't made as much ground as you would have liked because you guys got turned around earlier before the sun starts presumably setting, because it starts getting very dark very quickly.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Probably best to make camp. We know we've got water here. Most living creatures are going to live towards some source of water. So we're either going to run into the Iron Pact or something else, but at least this gives us a direction that we can go, but I think we ought to just stop for the night.
Do you think we should camp away from the stream, or?
How far?
Not too far.
I don't expect a flash flood or anything. Anytime soon.
I just mean more so if there's living creatures and they come up to take a drink in the middle of the night, and
it's true. Okay. Which circle?
All right. Make me a resolute roll.
Resolute roll. All right. 4.
4.
Hey!
All right.
If
All
there's
right,
any
with-
creatures, they'll fuck off. So
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, just like a bunch of like birds that have been there the whole time for that you hadn't noticed before. All of a sudden, just in
Yeah,
various
exactly.
directions.
they're like, we should not be here for some reason.
Yeah. Putting like
Um,
skunk repellent around, I can't say.
Willow's willing to take first watch. Knowing Criven probably needs more rest, I would advise Criven maybe take last watch.
All right.
So
Sounds good. I'm pretty bushed.
did it. Okay, so I'll make my vigilant roll. Ooh, 19.
19.
Oh.
Not seeing a thing. So
All right.
decided to read a book or something.
Yeah. Decided to just post up against a tree and was
Exactly.
like, I actually don't need to pay attention. That's fine.
Exactly.
All right. All right. So you post up is the generous way of putting it.
Yeah.
And you just are in La La Land the entire watch. You were.
I need to trim my nails sometime soon.
I mean,
so.
you're just thrilled that you managed to find a way to potentially be going in the right direction again.
Exactly.
So you're just on like cloud 9, not thinking about the present moment. You're thinking about like, man, that was awesome.
Alrighty.
But you don't hear anything or anything like that stands out to you. And you sort of like stand up and head back to the campsite, and you're getting ready to wake up people for second watch, and you see that Sicandero is gone.
Oh no.
Oh bother. Where?
Oh bother.
Oh, we're in the forest. So,
Right.
where did Sicandero? And he was supposed to have next watch with Grendel. Is Grendel still there?
Grendel is still there, yes.
Hey, Grendel.
What? Is it time for watch?
Yeah, where's Sicandero?
And he sort of is like, hey, well, he's sleeping right over. Well, he was sleeping right over there.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe he had to get up and use the bushes, but I didn't see him leave. I guess I didn't hear him leave.
Well, I was asleep.
She's like, it's my fault. I should have been paying more attention. Can she now make another check to kind of look around?
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll give
9.
you a 9. Okay.
Low roll.
Yeah. Now that she's now paying attention.
Yes,
so-
now that she's honed in.
Yeah, exactly.
You you sort of like head over to where Sicandero was sleeping, and you see that like his bedroll is like slightly like ruffled, I guess. And then you see faint drag marks.
Oh. And this is all within the witch circle?
Seemingly so. He was close to the edge of the witch circle, but he was still within the witch circle, as far as you can tell.
Not good, not good. I'm waking everybody up.
Mhm.
All right. So Grendel goes and shakes Criven awake, and you go and shake Ponder awake.
We got a problem.
What's up?
Somebody took second arrow. And she'll go over and show basically where something was dragged.
Okay. Well, we gotta get moving.
Yeah. We gotta go looking in that direction.
Yeah. Is the briefly? I mean, it'd be silly to leave anybody behind at this point. So,
No, I think we gotta stay together.
yeah. Would it be fairly quick to gather up some materials, or?
Yeah, you could probably grab some bare essentials and then whatever gear you normally immediately use on your person or anything like that. But anything more than that would probably take a bit too much time if you were going out looking right now.
Yeah. I guess fuck that. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's gonna light a torch.
Mhm.
And presumably, be towards the front to provide light, but basically the tank and the off tank up front.
Yeah. Criven's just got
Yeah.
hand-on weapons.
Because second arrow is one of our off tanks. So,
Yeah.
So wake up,
Didn't make a
Ponder.
single sound. Mhm.
Time to get to work. But yeah, they moved in without. And Willow is really just kicking herself for not noticing that, and is kind of mouthing we're gonna find him. I'm gonna make this right.
We'll find him.
All right. So you follow the drag marks, and it is seemingly sort of as you're following them, it appears that initially Sicandero had not woken up as he was being moved, and then eventually you see it starts the sort of dragging turns into clear signs of a struggle before then going limp once again.
Any splashes of blood, anything like
Yeah,
that?
get close with the torch to examine.
Yeah, make me another vigilant check
Okay.
with a +3.
Okay. I got a 5.
A 5. Okay.
I got a 7.
All right. You do see sort of in the where there was a struggle, you do see tiny pools of blood here and there.
Okay.
You don't see any being you don't see any pooling along with the trail or anything like that. It's
Right.
more so just in that immediate struggle vicinity. But
She's going to just take a quick glance up and just check in the trees above us to see if there's anybody up there. She doesn't know if these guys travel by trees, what. She's just freaked out, just she's looking all around.
Good horror movie instincts.
Yeah. Just got to keep following it.
Mhm.
Follow the trail.
Yep. Pause for suspense.
Yeah.
All right, you look. You take the torch and sort of like look up,
Mhm.
and you don't really see anything. You see like a bird like fly off one of the like lowest branches, but you don't see any like humanoid figures or anything.
She's not going to start calling out or anything. I mean, she's going to still be quiet about this, but wants to just keep following this trail.
Mhm.
All right,
Is it
sounds
taking us
good.
further from the water?
Based off of like where the river was bending,
Mm-hmm.
it looked like it had started going from like a northern direction to a northeast easternly direction, and based off of how you guys are, like based off of like where the drag marks are going, you guys are headed in like a northern northeasternly direction currently. So you're not going along the river, you're going like adjacent
Okay.
to the river.
As long as we're not losing that landmark in the process. That's what I was afraid of. So okay.
Mhm. I'm also glad they're not necessarily peeling off into the trees just yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Just keep following them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you walk a bit further, and you see the trail turn into what appears to be like a struggle scene once again. But this time, like as you walk a bit closer, you see Sicandero laying on the forest floor, about like 10 feet away from like where the second like struggle site initially starts.
Okay. She's gonna sprint over to him, and wants to start looking, seeing if there's any bleeding, any just try to examine him.
Yeah, he's sort of like laying on his side, and you sort of like rotate him over, and he has several puncture wounds in his chest, and a slice across his throat.
Oh God.
As Willow's tending, Criven is just keeping an eye out and around on their surroundings, and draws a bow.
So
All
he is dead or dying?
He is limp and very pale at the moment.
Because she's going to try lay on hands, and she's now whatever the second level is, not novice, apprentice. I don't know, but she can heal 1d8 points of toughness.
All right, so you're lay on handsing.
Yeah. 3.
All right. You sort of like channel your witchcraft and sort of like try and pour your magical energy into him, but you, instead of taking purchase, you feel the magic fizzle and dissipate.
She's gonna turn around and go, "He's dead, Criven." God damn it. Gods damn it. And she's just kind of looking around. And, we definitely know they're here.
Criven's just feeling a pang of guilt and anger and remorse, and is still being vigilant, and has an arrow knocked to the bow and is actively searching around for any signs of trouble.
All right. Both of you make me a vigilance check.
Got a 12, failed it by 1.
Yeah, 14. The tears are starting to blur Criven's vision just a little bit.
She's pissed off. So.
All right. So both of you are like trying to keep an eye out when all of you almost simultaneously feel the faint touch of cold steel press up against your necks. And you each of you like hear hear the individuals behind you whisper something into your ears that you can't understand, and but you gather it's akin to don't try anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of the woods, you see a figure in sort of like brown and black tattered rags with like two short swords at their side. One of which clearly has blood on it, and they appear to be wearing a hood and have a sort of like carved wooden mask with sort of like almost like what appears to be like spines, sort of like going off to the sides of it, and it the figure walks up to you, Criven, and sort of like takes off the hood and then takes off their mask, and you see about a 19-year-old individual who looks like they would be a grown version of Criven, your original human form. And they just say, "You're coming with us." And that's where we'll stop tonight.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh man, I guess Secondero didn't get a second chance.
Nope.
So, no second act for him. So.
Yeah, sloppy Secondero.
Yeah, we gotta get all the jokes out while they're still relevant.
The corpse isn't even cold yet.
Nope. Already making jokes about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was a secondary character.
Yeah.
This is true. This is
Man.
true.
We were amassing a giant army of NPCs.
We were, yeah. Eventually, we're gonna have to lose some.
Yeah.
I guess he won't be in the second season.
Yeah.
No.
And not any longer.
Okay. Well, now, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We have found the elves. I'm curious to know what Criven will be detecting next episode.
Well, hold a second, because you said it looks like a grown version of the original human form.
Yes.
Like if I, so
Yes.
this might not be an elf. And with the mask thing,
The mask thing. That's
it's very Godinia.
I'm wondering if that's a barbarian thing.
Could be.
But I'll have to wait till next episode to.
Yep.
I
ask
guess
that
I
question.
guess you'll have to
Yeah.
wait and find
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. That's why I was starting to think when we said the mask. I go, I wonder if it's like a barbarian thing. It doesn't necessarily mean they're elves.
Yeah, I mean, that's the band, that's the barbarian tribe Criven spent some time with. They've got a mask.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Well, as our GM said, we're gonna have to wait. So
Yeah.
we will wait till next week.
We'll leave everybody to ponder what's next.
Exactly.
I hope the wait isn't too ponderous, though.
Yeah.
So, see you all back at the Ponderosa. So
Don't cross the streams.
that's all I got. Sorry. Now we're just wasting people's time.
Yep.
Thanks
We're really
again,
moving
everybody.
upriver now.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully, we're not upriver without a paddle.
Frick.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks everybody watching tonight. We appreciate everybody joining in the stream. Please be sure to give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and join or subscribe to our channel if you have not already. We already did our plugs for the games that'll be coming up this week.
Yep, and the
Werewolf.
mid-game ad roll.
Yep, Werewolf and Vampire. So please be sure to join us back here next Wednesday for another episode of Light and Shadows. So from all of us to all of you, good night.
And thanks, everybody.
Yep. Thank you. Good night.